What's up, Shadow of Mordor fans? I actually recently saw a video about some recent news about it, and I just want to give you guys a quick rundown on what is, the latest news about Shadow of Mordor. So, the first thing is it's going to be an epic game. I'm just saying right now, the game's going to be sick for many reasons. One of the many reasons is the graphics. Now, obviously, PS4 and Xbox One, the next gen, is going to have much better graphics than the old gens, but even so, I still think the graphics are going to look very well for this game. With great graphics comes a great story. So basically, the story rundown is of Talion, and he is a ranger of Gondor, and their mission is to protect the Black Gates of Mordor. So Sauron's army comes and kills Talion's family. Talion is on the verge of death. He gets revived by a wraith. He comes back, fucks shit up in Sauron's army, and basically gets his revenge. So now let me explain weapons and runes. Weapons, not much to explain. Now, I do not know if you will get more than swords. All I know is there's swords and bow and arrows. But the swords, I do believe that they will have, different types of swords. But there's not really much you can do with that. Now, with the runes, however, runes are like power-ups, I guess, for the swords. Like, take it, for example, Minecraft with sharpness and stuff like that. I don't know. That's the best example I could come up with. But it's kind of like that, your average power system in the game. So the better the rune, the better the weapon will be, and the more OP your character will be. Now, let me talk about the Wraith Powers. There's 4 things you can do with the Wraith abilities to the Orcs themselves. The first one being you can let him go and do whatever. You can kill him. You can make him send a death threat to any of the higher-ups and whatnot. Or you can command him to try to assassinate. Now, that will not always work because, there's probability and percentages and stuff like that as to whether they will be able to succeed in assassinating the higher-up or not. Now, you can somewhat build an army with these orcs. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether they will follow you forever or if there's a set time or something like that. But if you wish, you can get some and bring them into camps to raid a base or a camp, an orc camp, or assassinate a higher up orc or something like that. Okay, so now we can talk about what makes this game, and that is the Nemesis System. Now, what that is, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, is every action makes a difference in the game. Whether that be you let a higher up orc live and he comes back, he will come back stronger, maybe with power increase, or he will get ranked up to, let's say, a lieutenant in Sauron's army or something like that. And I think the Nemesis system is going to be great because it will make it so no game through or playthrough will be the same for anybody. So I think that's going to be really interesting. Now, at this point in the video, there's no new news. It's just speculation on my part. And that would be maybe you might be able to play with other characters, not necessarily multiplayer, we'll get into that later, but with other characters like NPCs, because in the trailer I did see Talion talking to a woman, so maybe he has his ranger buddies or whatnot, follow him and help him with his revenge against Sauron. Now let's talk about multiplayer. Now, I don't think it's been confirmed anywhere because it probably would have been posted on Shadow of Mordor YouTube page, which is what I use to get my information. But I just want to throw out some ideas and where they can take the multiplayer for this game, because I feel like if they do the multiplayer right, it will be insanely great. So the first thing I was thinking was your standard, well, any game type really for that matter, but I was particularly thinking of Team Deathmatch. You got your standard game modes for really any game out there. Now, that's a possibility, but there are also many other possibilities that would be great for multiplayer. One of those possibilities being a Last of Us type game mode where your character, well, your team and the other team start off with default characters and all your weapons are normal. Then you gotta venture around the map and go around the map looking for runes to upgrade your weapons, and then you fight. It's kind of like a survival type game mode where you don't all start off overpowered. I'm not sure if runes will play a big part in multiplayer, if they even have multiplayer, but it's definitely a possibility for them to incorporate runes in there. And but definitely they would have to make it, balanced and make it where characters can't be OP as crap if they beat the game or something like that. And the last game mode that I was thinking of is probably the best that I thought of. It's an AVP type game mode for those of you that played it. It's kind of like there's one Wraith / Ranger hybrid, and the rest of the characters are Orcs or maybe just pure Rangers or something like that. And the whole team is non-hybrids with one guy that is a hybrid, and he hunts them down, and whoever kills the hybrid first becomes the hybrid the next round. Now, the Wraith hybrid could just dominate the whole team and it be over and he stays the Wraith hybrid. So that's all the news and thoughts on this game. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you found that informative, please slap that like button, or if you're going to buy the game. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.